Hello, welcome to Whitstable. The sign's there. The station is right here. I haven't travelled here by train. I am allowed to work though, so I've driven down here today. But also, if I wanted to come here by train today, I couldn't, because as you can clearly see in the background, there's some engineering trucks going on there because, like a bad penny in a lot of my videos, it's Chris. Chris, why have you officially, as part of Network Rail, invited me down to Whitstable this weekend?
We're still renewing the railway. Throughout November, throughout lockdown, we're still rebuilding the railway. We still need to explain to people why we're doing it. We're right behind people's gardens. So I invited you down to show you what we're up to. We're digging up the railway, whole lot, track sleepers, ballast, everything, right down to the claggy, nasty clay underneath. Yeah, come and have a look.
Chris, does this mean I get to wear PPE? What's a MyZone, Chris?
This is a little thing that goes on the back of your helmet, and if you get too close to a piece of operating machinery that might have a big arm swinging around or whatever, it goes off and vibrates and warns you that you're within the exclusion zone. I look forward to the train being nice and smooth next week.
You'll
look like Bane.
Bane? Oh, Batman.
Yeah.
Can you do a Bane impression?
No.
Chris is here.
Doesn't normally come out.
We all know Chris. I'm also introducing now Darren.
Hello.
Darren, could you explain, for the benefit of the viewer, why you have a white hat and why I have a blue hat?
So I'm fully trained and competent with lots of experience. Unfortunately, you're not. You're brand new to the railway and you haven't actually taken a PTS certificate. So I'm just looking at the age of that particular piece of rail, which is probably comparable to what was on this side, but that was 1972.
So that's how many years old?
That's 48 years old, I believe.
Is it normal for rails in Britain to be almost 50 years old before they're replaced?
Certain routes have less traffic and less weight on them, so they last a bit longer. This one obviously has done, so it doesn't appear to be anything significantly wrong with it, but that will be replaced in due course.
This is Whitstable Station from a view that I've never seen before. I feel like my head's popping up above the track. It's great. We got a train coming in, so he's bringing in empty wagons to take old ballast away. Is he about to sound his horn very loudly as he goes past?
He's already done it.
Oh, okay. So as the train moves down, you've spotted some lumps of clay. What have we got here?
This is clay. This is what's underneath our formation. So you can see what the railway is built on. It's very malleable.
So I can just break that with my hand.
It's just gooey.
But you were saying, so in the winter obviously it gets wet.
Yeah.
And then in the summer it dries out.
It dries out, so it shrinks down, which is why we get the movement on the geometry, the track geometry.
Okay, so up ahead I can see the gang, the crew, the team, they've cleared the old track bed and they're loading the old, ballast onto...
All the old ballast, all the old spoil is going onto a train to be taken away now. So the first part was we cut the rail. We cut it into sections, 30-foot sections. The second phase was we actually lifted out the panel, so that's the sleepers and the rails at the same time onto a separate train, and then we come through and we start digging to the correct levels. So the next stage obviously will be to put our sand blanket down. So that'll be another separate train. That'll bring the sand blanket in. That'll be levelled out. We'll put a geo membrane down, and then we'll put the new ballast bed on top of that. After that, new sleepers will go in, and then obviously these are the rails. These are the new rails that are under the train at the moment in the 4-foot. They'll be thimbled in and all clipped up, and then it'll be ready to tamp.
I love that phrase, thimbled, because you make it sound like sewing.
it's quite similar. It's quite similar. So one of the machines actually lifts up one rail at a time, and he just lifts it across. And it's very flexible, as I said earlier. The rail will bend and snake into place.
Chris,
yeah.
What do you just repeat what you just said?
Up until, in railway terms, up until relatively recently, trains on this line emptied their toilets straight onto the track. I mean, they haven't done that for a long time, 20 years, but back in the day, the Mark 1s, they all emptied their toilets
Are you telling me that we're about to walk in, you know?
Well, we already are. So you've got to imagine that this has got centuries, over a century's worth of human effluvia that's soaked into it. So when,
what word
when
did you just use?
When you see them digging out the track bed and dumping it, there's a reason why you wear a mask, and it's not just silica dust, it's that.
This way, Chris. Follow follow the blue hat.
I quite like this job.
It's all analysed before we do the job, so we do a track bed investigation and they analyse what.
Darren, just to recap, at the moment, digging all the old stuff out.
Yep.
When the new rails come in, clearly people don't lift those up because they're heavy. So like, where are your cranes and stuff that lift the rails into place?
They're actually these kind of machines. So these just have a different attachment on, and they will actually lift the rails in place.
And Chris, what we're going to do is that we're going to come back tonight.
That's right.
And get some nighttime shots. So I'm disrupting the timeline, wibbly wobbly Doctor Who of the video by cutting forward to when we came at night to stand on the footbridge, and then I'll cut back to the daytime. And Chris, what we got here?
Well, this is a spider. It's a mechanical spider that we let loose on the people of Whitstable who just please us. Or
and when it's not doing that?
It's a hydraulic sleeper spacer. So what it does is you have the sleepers stacked on the back of the train, and they're just stacked in a row. This picks them all up, and then the driver presses a button in the cab and it automatically spaces them out the correct distance apart and lowers them onto the track. Boom.
I'm not sure if this RRV is going to actually get back onto track to carry on digging and join in and help these guys. It just makes the dig go quicker if there's more machines, obviously.
Yeah, so once this train moves up, I should just go down and finish off what I can't reach.
You are going to carry on doing the digging.
I got to ask, how do you get this job? Are you like a bus driver or a train driver? How do you switch to driving this?
I just came onto it from the plant side and progressed to the rail side because it just sounded more of a challenge.
So what is your job title? Like, what do you say you do?
You're a road rail plant operator.
Okay, is this all? This is what you do all the time? You drive these
Yes.
vehicles?
Yes.
Okay, it must be a unique view of the railway.
It's different. Very different.
Chris, you've just spotted, hang on, so this is a separate train to that train. There's 3 trains here today.
Yeah, that's right. So there's one right in the distance which has got all the old track panels and rails and scrap on it. And then these ones will have all this muck on it. And then there'll be a conveyor belt of engineering trains from Two Junction that run through the site all day, dropping off different things and taking different things away.
And by the way, your MyZone, I can see at the back of your head, it did buzz, didn't it?
Oh, it's been buzzing all the way through, yeah, absolutely. There's actually, you can see the MyZone box on the RRV over there. It's got a little unit on it that talks to these on the back of your helmet. So yeah, it's been buzzing all the way.
Right, Darren, we've got some old rail here.
So if you can see on the end, you can see it's kind of sharper on the field edge, or this is the 6-foot edge, and it's worn slightly on the internal edge, which is the running edge. So the wheel rail interface is on this side, and the metal actually sometimes moves across. It doesn't run out, doesn't wear out very often, but it actually moves across. And obviously there is a certain limit to how long it can be like that before we have to change it. And obviously in this case, it's being changed.
We're walking back. Somebody lose an iPhone. just found. This is your phone. It's here. We found it. We're back at Whitstable. I've taken my hat off. You can take your hat off now.
Yeah,
that's good. We're going to wrap up. My final question is that again, I'm always conscious that, you know, so many people, regular punters, commuters, they turn up at a station and they just see a sign that says no trains and they go, oh, I've got to get a bus or whatever. But it's really important work that you do, because maintaining rail, you know, it prevents accidents, it allows trains to run at high speeds. What's the actual point of replacing rail?
Obviously, a lot of our equipment becomes life expired, and that's a safety aspect, number one. Number two, as you just alluded to there, train speeds. If we get them higher speeds, people get where they want to go quicker. We don't have delays. It costs money as well, obviously, and reputational. Network Rail are trying to make sure we maintain a perfectly safe speed railway that runs on time and to budget. So.
And you're every weekend and overnights and Christmas doing this kind of stuff, right?
That's correct, yeah. Not personally, I'm not out every single weekend, but I have enough projects a year, something like 30 projects a year that I oversee. So this is just one of those 30 for this year.
Okay, COVID, we can't shake hands,
No,
so
no.
From a distance, do you want to do like a
Fist bump, yeah.
fist bump, cha-ching, there we go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, see you on
Nice to
another
see you.
site at some point.
Take care, thank
Bye
you.
down, bye,
Bye-bye.
bye.